It's the Open Bedroom Doors Clip Show.
I'm Angela Skirtu, and I open bedroom doors.
I was a safe enough person for her to be able to put some of her walls down and let the magic happen of the EMDR.
Michelle, that's beautiful. I have a question. It's beautiful. I was like, wait, Angela, bask in this beautiful moment. But wait, I have something to ask. This is my brain. Michelle, you said you don't like the term trauma. I wanted to pin on it because there's certain things I don't like to hear either, but I'm really curious. So why don't you like to use the term trauma?
I feel like I use it too much. Like I want to use a different way to describe something because, I mean, the trauma is what is left over in our bodies from something that happened that shouldn't have, or something that didn't happen that should have. Like trauma, it paints a picture that I think could be much more developed. Mm-hmm. Like the word is limiting in some ways, and I just use it too much. I don't know. I think that's why I am a little self-critical about that.
No, it's all right. I'm cautious about using it too. That's why I wanted to ask, because I think it makes people feel stuck. Like that, like when you use that word trauma, I'm just traumatized. Like there's a way that people feel like they can't change it. And a lot of my work is teaching people you don't have to stay stuck, right? Like, for example, all right, so I had a client the other week, and she was saying that whenever her husband goes to touch, like they'll be laying in bed and he goes and he'll rub a hand over a boob. This is a typical go-to move. And she'll go, here we go again. And then she dissociates. And that's like an example of her body, because she's gone through the same process over and over. I could call it trauma, but then we'll go down this whole path of like, oh my gosh, I'm traumatized. Like depending on the person, it can keep them stuck. And so rather than using that word, I'll say, hey, did you know you have an option there? Like you don't have to stay stuck. Like what would you do? Like what would be a way for you? Like let's brainstorm 2 or 3 ways to take that scenario. So he rolls over. It's just habit. People have these habits. He does this thing. Now you choose. What do you want to do differently? And she was like, you mean I don't have to just go along with it? And I was like, no, please don't ever again. Yeah. Like, I'm over dramatic in the way I teach things, but it was really cool to walk her through. Like she said, well, I guess I could like move it somewhere else. And I'm like, yes, you could. That's one. What's another? And she was like, well, I guess I could like turn to him and like start taking, the top. She didn't say top, but like take the lead and choose what I want to do next. I'm like, yes. And so I am personally cautious with that particular language because I don't want people to feel like they're stuck or they can't do anything about it. And I do think, I don't know if it's a stigma around it or a belief, but like once people are traumatized, there are ways that sometimes people feel stuck or held back. And really, I want to teach people that there's sexual movement and fluidity. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I mean, it brings up the idea of brokenness, right?
Yes.
Like something wrong that is not, like, I'm not here to fix people. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to just be, I hear, like, probably Gabor Mate's voice in my head saying, trauma happens because we go through it alone, whatever that thing was, right? Was that we were in it alone. And you don't have to be alone anymore.
Right? That gave me chills.
Right? It makes me tear up a little bit. Right? Because I have a history of maybe not the same things that my clients have gone through, but enough aloneness that I can say, oh, I remember when I was 8 years old and my parents would send me to my room and I would scream at the top of my lungs and chant, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. And I would write, I hate you on paper. And I remember attaching it to like a metal hanger and throwing it down the stairs to make sure that I got their attention. How does that show up in my life now?
Yeah.
right? Like we're all, I think I made this joke the other day, like our inner children rule the world, right? That 8-year-old is still in me. And she wants to be seen. She wants someone to see that note and go, oh my gosh, I don't want you to be alone.
I definitely have a rebellious teenager in here. Like, she's just like, no, I can't be contained.
Yes, when I got into a phase of like, I'm going to say no to all sorts of stuff. Like it was a conscious decision to like give myself a goal to say no more.
Couples don't just need foreplay. They need laughter.
And good food.
Real good food. And probably a therapist who will answer sex questions in bed.
And lucky for you, we've got that covered.
Yeah, we do. You gotta come. Join us for dinner with a sex therapist. Media shows us one prototype. And if you don't look in that prototype, then it just leaves so much room for you to feel like, well, I'm not like that, or I'm not pretty like that. But to your point earlier, I had a client who, you know, what you would consider like a Hollywood 10, which I don't like the scale. I'm just using it as a reference, but like somebody you would consider a Hollywood-esque type person. And this woman couldn't have sex without a shirt on. She just had such body dysmorphia. She's just like, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I can't. And I was like, I remember like sitting with her and being like, I don't understand how to get through like that. Like, and it's interesting because like, so since you've had body dysmorphia, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like I couldn't say, no, you're beautiful. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, you're beautiful. Like, the words don't mean anything.
We call it the grass is greener syndrome.
Okay.
Women see other women, not necessarily just Hollywood or what media presents. You know, they see other women and they see something about that woman that they don't have. Mm. And that becomes their gold star standard. You know, even like I said a little bit ago, you know, whether a woman weighs 80 pounds or 280 pounds, they share the same flaws. So for me, it's very interesting to watch all of that go down. But this goes beyond just women or younger women. I mean, my oldest client to date was 74 years old. Mm-hmm. You know, she's a widower 3 times. You know, it's something she always wanted to do but never did because of old-fashioned thinking. Mm-hmm. And even at 74, she found confidence to start living the best life she possibly could for where she was. We have had women that are come through that are in the middle of transitioning, you know, that have never found a confident place where they could identify or discover who they are. And I'm not afraid to ask questions. You know, if there's something I don't understand about a person, as long as we have that relationship, I'm going to ask. And I learned a lot going through that ordeal. And a lot of women come back and say that this is some of the best therapy, what we do is not legally therapy.
You guys aren't licensed therapists, but it's therapeutic in that people are learning to see themselves in new ways.
It is. If I had my license, I would absolutely call what we do true therapy. Mm-hmm. You know, just because of what it entails. Being able to see somebody come out of that shell and really define who they are. I've got women that come to us 4 or 5 times a year because of what it does for them. You know, we get messages all the time. I'm starting to feel a certain way. You know, I've looked back on my other images and I feel like, you know, we need to update. Mm-hmm. So they'll come a few times a year to go through this experience. And then after each one, you can just watch the catapult of their next evolution.
So Shane, I do follow your Facebook group, and I did see recently that you posted some pictures of yourself, actually. So, I think this is a good segue into you don't just work with women, right? You work with men, and in your post, you said something to the extent of, if I'm asking other people to do this, then I have to also learn how to do this myself. So why don't you talk a little bit about what that experience was like, what led you to do it for yourself, and what was your learning experience?
Men are not that different from women.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's a lot of differences personally.
No,
we're all struggling with something.
We claim to be simple creatures, and in some areas we are. In other areas we're extremely more complicated.
And you definitely have feelings, by the way. In case you're not listening, you have feelings.
And they do matter. But I was 320 pounds when I married my wife. Mm-hmm. Probably the largest I'd ever been. I was always a fairly large man. But I started going through some stuff, and I needed to see a transformation. But I'm also one of those people that I can't see myself asking somebody to do something I wouldn't be willing to do. And if I can't truly understand the emotions and the feelings and the nerves and everything that my clients go through, I can't exactly speak on them with expertise. Mm-hmm. So what I had posted was actually the second one I had ever did. The first one I did was prior to the weight loss and the journey that I went on. So Jade actually shot that one.
That's where you come in.
But I went through the same nerves that my clients do. Mm-hmm. I drove her just as ridiculous as, some of the stuff that,
how
that
bad
we do.
Was he, by the way?
I had to talk him off that ledge.
He was like, no, I can't do it. Once upon a time, two people fell in love. What happened next, Terry?
And they had oysters and chocolate and chili.
Ooh. And then they laughed and cuddled and maybe learned something new. Join us for Dinner with a Sex Therapist.
Just as you asked their favorite color, and who gives a sugar honey iced tea about their favorite color? What their favorite color got to do with you? Like you asking pointless questions. You need to ask, like, do you sleep with men? I mean, do you find little children attractive? Like if I were to have this little, I need to know.
Date question,
girl, on a date too. I'm asking. Because here's the thing, I'm gonna tell you, Angela, because men will get you with this, and women, I know you've heard this. You're like, what a man, you'll say something, and a man will say to you, well, you never asked me. And it's like, well, how was I supposed to ask you?
It's like, so it's my job to go through this interrogation.
Yes,
right?
I got to ask you a question. Like, how was I supposed to, you like to have sex with dogs? Like I was supposed to ask you that. So now I'm going to ask, because now you can never say to me, you never asked me. I'm asking. Oh my
gosh, V, I love it. All right. Well, we are towards the end of the interview. Okay, what's the final piece of advice you would tell people who are having sex after 50? What's one piece of advice you'd want to give anybody?
If you're having sex after 50, y'all figure out what's going on with your own body first, right? And just understand it, y'all. Figure out, because we all women, men, and you have some of you have ED. Women, I know we have the drop pelvic floor. If you're tinkling on yourself and a little bit, and you're thinking you're laughing, and then some pee come out. Y'all learn what's going on with your body, because you need to figure that out first before you start engaging with somebody else, right? Because I know life transitions happen, and work on having conversations. Here's the thing. You're 50 years old. There is nothing to be shy about anymore, because, we have more life behind us than we have ahead of us. Drop all that other BS. Okay. Take control of your life and just worry about yourself.
My recipe, 2 parts laughter, 1 part vulnerability.
With a sprinkle of communication.
Baked at 350 degrees for a great evening at
Dinner with a Sex Therapist. We'll see you there. So what I'm hearing from you is that it evolves over time. Like when you start out deciding to become a swinger or lifestyle or poly person, you may have one idea in the beginning, but as you continue to do different experiences, there's not just one conversation, it sounds like.
No, never. Never.
Never! It's multiple.
It's multiple, because that's the whole thing. It's, especially as a couple, when you're single, you don't have to account for anybody else, right? But as a couple, I want to make sure that, my partner's comfortable. I want to make sure that our relationship is our relationship. That's our bond. That's what's our primary. That's what's important. we want to have fun experiences, but we don't want that to break our bond. So that constant communication of, and rules and boundaries, I mean, you're constantly making them, you know, because something happens, you're like, you know what, this is not okay. Like, I think there should be a rule. Okay, we don't do this.
Okay.
And that, so again, it's the constant communication.
So one of the things I always, I should tell everybody this, I'm always skewed because I'm a sex therapist and I'm always seeing people who are having problems, right? So I don't always see like the good. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. One of the not so good things I'll see in therapy is people are setting rules, but they are very controlling and micromanaging. Like, I don't know that they're respectful. I think there are ways, like, really what I see in that space is people who are not comfortable with this idea and like trying to manage it by having like 50 rules, and then they're basically getting into hot water and then they have these big fights.
Right.
That's what I get to see behind the closed doors. So it's like I open the bedroom doors, that's what I see. So like how can people prevent that? Or what do you think works better in terms of even how rules or boundaries are set?
I mean, sometimes it's just a simple rule of okay, if you start talking to somebody and you're wanting to maybe go out, then you need to come to me and let me know. You know, then we can discuss it to see if we're both okay with this, or, you know, to me, some of the rules are just more or less to making sure we're both okay.
Okay.
We're on the same, we're thinking the same, we're wanting the same things. You don't want it to be so controlling that you have all these rules, because that's kind of goes against being the free spirit.
Yeah.
But you both have to be okay with what you're wanting. And you've got people that play singular, and you've got couples that only play together. So there's
Would that be an example of a rule? Like, we only play together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm curious, like, yeah, what are like rules that you found that are helpful, at least personally?
Yeah. So it's like you do different things. So, you know, we each go on dates or whatever, and we decide, you know what, I didn't enjoy that as much. I'd rather do this as a couple.
Okay.
And so then you go, okay, so our agreement is we will only play together.
Okay.
Then it might be something, if you're interested in somebody at that point, then let's have a conversation, or, you know, a text that another couple or a single person, whoever, that we're all on the chat together.
Okay.
So we can all talk. And even though the conversation might be between those two, I can still see it.
Okay.
So again, it's being very open-minded, being respectful of the others. Again, the consent, right? Our rules. But it's just like my job as being with somebody is to protect that person. The same should be the same. He should be wanting to always protect me. We don't want to be in situations where it's not comfortable. It's not where, and again, it's like you want to both be comfortable, not just one, because you don't take one for the team.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that a lot. Don't take one for the team, which I think that basically means you're not just doing this for somebody else. You're not just pushing yourself past your own comfort zone or boundaries to please your partner, but you're really trying to figure out what is your level of comfort or openness to trying things, and that's what you're communicating about.
Right.
Right. Is this foreplay?
Only if it's cooked right.
Well, it's a good thing you're cooking.
It's a good thing you're talking.
Join us for Dinner with the Sex Therapist.
I mean, there's a whole business of people designing and developing these cock cages to be more effective, to be more secure, to be more comfortable over a longer period of time. And one of the things that I shouldn't find this funny, but I do. There are men with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi enabled cock cages where they have given over control of these cock cages to online dominatrixes. But the technology got hacked, and the online dominatrix lost the ability to control the cock cage and to release it. And so
someone
these guys
stole his
yes.
Why?
I
mean, I bet it would be
why
fun.
Not?
Why not?
I just
God.
I mean, you just can't make that up. I mean, that sounds like some some Dark Mirror, sci-fi fantasy
There's
weirdness,
this like
but it's
IT
real.
geek behind a computer,
Yes.
like I'm going to control all the cocks in the world, and he's
my
reached
God.
total world domination because
Yes.
he controls the cocks.
Total world cockination.
We're going to have to edit all of these cocks, by the way. So I hope you find a really great graphic, like maybe an eggplant, please, for that cock, 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 cock. Because that's what we have to do for the YouTubes and the Instas. Like, I can't just say cock all over the place.
Too funny.
Is crazy. David, oh my gosh. So, okay, so there's the cucking side, the hot wiping side. I want to learn a little bit about the hot wiping side because it sounds kind of exciting. So, like, what are you seeing? Like, are you seeing a rise in people doing more hot wiping stuff
Oh God,
too?
yeah. I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, like literally, I was just reading some articles from Britain in some rag, I think called Lad Bible, and they have all of a sudden realized that there's lots of interest in hot wifing, and they've published several articles just lately about the hot wifing trend, the bizarre new lifestyle in the United Kingdom of hot wifing. And hot wifing looks a bit more like swinging, but whereas swinging historically was, a married heterosexual couple swapping with another heterosexual couple, swinging was very condemning of cuckolding men because swinger men were like, wait, the guy's not having sex with other women while the wife is having sex with other men. That's messed up. You can't be doing that. And so cuckolding was actually really taboo within swinging culture. Until recently. Now, a lot of swingers clubs are having gangbang nights where they let in single men for the hot wife.
I can't wait for Zach to find the image for a gangbang night.
and the husbands stand there watching and helping. Whereas, and so there has just been this explosion in attention to it. I mean, and like I said, some of it is the Republicans' fault. I mean, because
we blame the Republicans for hot wifing.
Yeah, I choose to believe that I am able at this point to blame them for anything I want to blame them for.
Okay.
And so, speaking of documentaries, I mean, watch the documentary about Jerry Falwell Jr.
Oh, I did watch that. It was so interesting, actually.
Who likes to watch the pool boy with his wife.
So, David, I do want to put in a little plug because I have people from all across the spectrum.
100%.
I love all the people. I love all their values. So, I think one thing that documentary did do is just normalize that it doesn't matter if you're liberal or conservative, that there's different sexual interests and desires. I've actually had conversations with my husband about some of this, that you never, just being the swinger, for example, you can be liberal, you can be conservative, you can be independent. There's not necessarily a political association with any of these sexual interests, but actually it's across spectrums. And I've even seen it in my office. I used to have this belief, for example, that Christians wouldn't be swingers, but I have had so many clients that are Christian swingers that I'm like, Angela, you were incorrect in that assumption.
My favorite are the Mormon swingers, and
I know.
even now there's this online
the secret
scandal.
Lives of Mormon
That's right.
wives,
Yes.
right? The mom
oh
talkers.
my God.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, I love watching that show, by the way. But that's the point. So I want everybody to understand, we're not here to judge your values. I respect your values, but it is important for people. Well, I'm not here to judge your values. David can do whatever he wants. But I do want you to know, it doesn't matter where you land on the political spectrums or the religious or non-religious side. People are just fucking around and they're having a good time with it. So really, we just want you to have a good time in a healthy way.
Would you like my professional opinion?
talk more, laugh more, and eat aphrodisiac foods together.
And don't forget dessert.
That's the foreplay of food. Join us February 14th for Dinner with a Sex Therapist. Well, that's a wrap on this episode of the Open Bedroom Door Show. Real talk for real relationships. If you laughed, learned, or blushed a little, you're welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend who needs a little more real talk in their life. Got a burning question about sex, love, or relationships? Check out openbedroomdoors.com and submit a contact form. Your question might just be featured in the future Happy Ending segment. Until next time, keep it honest, keep it sexy, and most of all, keep those bedroom doors open. Good night and have a sexy tomorrow.